Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Today is currently the 18th of June, and as of yesterday, marks the kickoff to the Season 10 of Pro League. And today I'm going to be casting the VOD from last night's match, actually the last match of the North American Playday, Team Solomid versus the 92 Dream Team. Now, both of these teams are just fresh into Pro League. 92 Dream Team just came in from Challenger League. And Team Solo Mid, well, that is going to be the talk of the day. Team Solo Mid is, well, Team Solo Mid is currently being led by none other than Pojoman himself, the ex-Dark Zero, well, one of the main players, and also one of the ex-Flipside players. Pojoman back in the day always showed up for his team on Flipside, and other than the esports talk, Pojoman was also one of the most notorious Rainbow Six YouTubers. If any of you guys have seen his pro digests out there, I'm telling you, you will have a hoot and a half. They were funny as frick. But also, this is Team Solomid's debut in Pro League, and unfortunately, as many people were hoping, Bolo shan't be playing today, as he officially hadn't turned 18. My dude's currently 17 years old, and he had to wait a day or two before he's officially allowed to play in Pro League matches. So, just for today's match, Pojoman will be Pojoman will be filling up Bolo's shoes today. On the TSM side, we got Crusher, Achieved, Biologic, Merc, and Pojoman. And on the 92 Dream Team, Thomas, Odd, Hyena, Rexon, and Pixel. The bans have already come out. It's a Hibana, Capital Maestro, and Miraban. And we're going to be playing on Clubhouse today. Those are some of the more, not necessarily interesting bans. Mira is one of those operators that is normally expected to be banned in nearly every single situation on every single map. Hibana, on the other hand, I guess you could say is somewhat of a tech ban, if I'm throwing around that term correctly. TSM will be starting off on attack, and 92 Dream Team will be starting off on defense. And also, this pretty awesome pick. We're going to see Mozzie for the first time, not in Pro League. He was also played earlier on the Playday yesterday, but he will be showing up on round number 1. As of Season 10, Mozzie and Gridlock as well will finally be able to be used and played in Pro League, which is something super exciting because both of those operators can bring a lot to the table. Mozzie is one of those operators who has got a wonderful kit. He is one of the quote-unquote best information denial operators out there alongside Mute, but instead of just jamming drones and, you know, not letting them move at all, he will just grab those drones and will be able to employ them in the defense's strategy. 92 Dream Team have got, well, a bit of a setup in the garage. They're going to be denying garage entry for the TSM guys, and as I say that, they will successfully take down the server wall, so that'll force out the Dream Team's players back onto site and away from the server room. They'll have to, well, give up on holding garage at the same time. They're all going to retreat back to site. Nothing out of the ordinary, more or less. Basement on Clubhouse is one of those sites which is normally played with every single defender, well, downstairs in the basement, and if you try to roam out, most of the time it's not ever really that successful. But TSM have successfully taken control of the east side of the building. They're going to hit a few goo mines on the way down, but no big problem. And with 90 seconds left on the board, they have yet to make their initial push. Although they have quite a bit of map control, they've managed to force every single one of the defenders back into sight, making their job much more easier when pushing the site. Pojoman on that Maverick is going to be busy cutting some holes onto the bar hatch. He will take a few shots, not to the body. They'll miss, just by a few inches, they'll miss his head. Now, Interesting, though, that Dream Team has decided not to bring a Pulse. Pulse is one of those operators which, in this situation on this bomb site, will play very well. First kill goes out from Thomas, picks up Merc, and that is the IQ off of the board. Now, IQ has already done most of her work regarding gadget control and gadget destruction, so it's not the worst for operator to lose. Crusher picks up a kill onto Thomas. That's a great trait to even out the board. Pojaman hits another goo mine and is looking down into the long hallway. They want to push into the short side of the hallway, open up the church wall, and create that as their beachhead for pushing into church. Hyena on the Echo Drone has one Echo Drone inside of blue to watch for any, well, okay. Buck picks up the kill onto Odd. Pixel gets the refrag as Mozzie onto Crusher. That is the Thermite down. Rexon picks up one of the Pojaman, is in a gunfight, but loses against Biological. And the clock ran down. TSM unable to get the plant down, unfortunately. There was only one defender left, so they actually had the room to work with to get down a plant, but nevertheless, first round goes to the Dream Team. And now Dream Team are going to be heading up to CC and Cash. They've got an Echo in play, they've got a Valkyrie in play, they got a Castle in play. Echo is one of those operators which it's going to be a bit more difficult to deal with currently in ranks. Right now he's like the one operator that gets banned every single time, so it's a good change to see him actually played out here. They do also bring a Kaid instead of a Bandit, which is a bit strange. I'd honestly expected them to go for some Bandit tricks, but it looks like Kaid will have to do the job as of right now. We also did see earlier that the TSM were going to bring out a Monty. Monty would have definitely helped a ton with taking garage control, and more specifically control of Catwalk, but they decided to 6-pick off of it onto the Buck. And the same thing goes for Dream Team. They were going to bring out a Castle, but they 6-picked off onto the Kaid as a bit of entry denial. Now they're going to be Dream Team is going to be focusing a lot on keeping that garage control. It is one of the most pivotal parts of the map in terms of, well, defending Cash and CCTV. Things are going to start off with Pojaman, going at the server wall, cutting a nice Maverick hole at prone level to look into the site from the rappel on the far east side of the building. And so far they've decided not to put any pressure onto the garage. I suspect that they'll push the garage sooner or later, but as for right now, they're going to be mainly focused on letting Crusher do his thing, using the exothermic charges to get that server wall open. The first kill comes out from Kaid onto Pojaman. That is the Maverick off of the board, which is a relatively huge kill. And well, Pojaman actually managed to successfully take out the top and bottom of the reinforcements from server wall. So that Buck will just be able to take care of the soft wall, make a nice big breach hole into the server wall. Two people currently downstairs in the lounge. It's going to be the Valkyrie prepped with the C4 in case if things go south and Dream Team lose control of either B or A. Crusher and the IQ are going to be inside of construction, looking to pick anyone off. Thomas just barely gets away with it, but he won't survive that long. TSM will take off his head from downstairs, and the man count has been evened out, 4 versus 4, with a minute left on the board. Construction wall has gone open, and they're currently, well, just droning things out, finding out exactly where everyone is. There is Hyper, I believe, on the Echo downstairs on the staircase, and he gets Merc. That's the IQ off the board, and it's a 4v3 right now. Crusher has the info, but he has to be smart about how he plays it. He cannot push into the cash room because, as we can see, Rexon the Jaeger has a nice long angle from the catwalk onto the A door. and the plant is going down. He just nearly gets away with a short little angle, but it's not going to work out. Odd, perfectly planned push. Manages to get, well, he hugs the wall pretty tightly as to not get shot from anybody inside of construction, and he takes the head off of the thermite, and to the nice little cherry on the top, he gets the Thatcher, which was outside of the server wall. 2 rounds for the Dream Team, and they are definitely looking very dominating right now, establishing an early presence and establishing an early lead. They'll go upstairs to the gym and bedroom, which is probably the last site you'd actually want to play on Clubhouse, and seeing as the bar is one of those sites that it just does not work out one bit at all. They're going to employ a castle covering up the master bedroom window, which is one of those, that window is actually one of those spots that you should castle up regardless. It is very annoying to deal with once it has been opened. And the same thing goes for the gym bedroom, the gym window. If that gym window is open, it makes any bandit tricking nearly impossible, as they have a direct line of sight onto the bandit, but that's not going to be the case. Their Dream Team aren't bringing any entry denial whatsoever, not a mute, not a Kaid, not a bandit today. And they're also going to be keeping a strong foothold on the server side, but I am a bit surprised that they decided to make a rotation hole going towards the server stairs instead of completely reinforcing up that wall. I guess they decided to use the reinforcements elsewhere on the map, although that's not... Oh, they decided to reinforce the outside of the server wall, which is a bit more odd. Normally teams will tend to use 3 reinforcements on the east wall where the staircase is, just to make things much more difficult for the attackers to take control of cash room. We'll have 2 people currently on the east side of the building. It's going to be Rexon on the Jaeger inside the cash room, and I believe Pixel, who's on the Valkyrie, will be watching his back on the staircase. Merc already on top of the catwalk, gonna drone things out, see if he can catch anybody off guard, and that's my mistake. That's Hyper on the staircase as the castle. Well, TSM has managed to gather a bunch of information as things stand right now. They know more or less where every single defender is currently located, and now comes, well, the execution, the push, or at least they need to get 1 entry frag. Pojament taking control of B site, or at least taking control of B window. There are a few rotation holds on the gym wall, which will make Pojaman's vault into B site much more difficult anyways. And with 75 seconds left on the board, we have still yet to see a single frag from either side. Biologic has done a pretty swift job of moving up the staircase, and he might catch out of guard, gets 1 bullet into him, but doesn't work. Pixel will pick up Biologic. That's the Thatcher gone from TSM, and there are 2 people on the hatch. Odd shoots a few shots, 2 of them both dropped. The Chief picks up the kill onto the Echo. Hyper goes down at the hands of Sledge. Thomas inside of the bathroom has 2 people currently pushing him. 1 has been injured, and he picks up Crusher, and there goes the injured achieved at the hands of Valkyrie. Pixel, double kill with the Valkyrie, and it's all up to Merc on the server window. He's just spraying and praying onto Rexon, but doesn't land a single shot. It's a 3v1 with 15 seconds left. This is looking nearly impossible, and Rexon cleans up Merc, and that, well, they've done it. 92 Dream Team have managed to complete an entire site rotation. They've cleared out 3 sites, so they are now allowed to go back to the Church and Arsenal room. Now, just from that pass round that we've seen, TSM did a lot of things right, but a lot of mistakes were made at the same time. They managed to open up the jacuzzi wall. Great start. They managed to take control of the windows outside. Also great start. But as soon as they were pushing in, Thomas was throwing in a ton of smokes, hampering the attackers' defense. And in the process, one of them got injured, which left it very easy for Dream Team to clean things up. And then things just started going really south very quickly from there. Pixel, once again on the Mozzie. I'm just loving the Mozzie play that we're seeing today. Why did something freeze? Oh, okay, here we go. And it's super speed. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So just as the last time that we were down here in the Church and Arsenal room, Dream Team are going to be taking... Well, they're going to be trying to keep control of Garage with an ironclad this time. They've got the same setup as last time on the server wall. And it looks like TSM are definitely going to use one of their exothermic charges and a lot of drone work, a lot of manpower to clear out those roamers up there, and if they're lucky enough to catch one of them off guard and also pick up a frag. And naturally you want to push out the roamers back into sight. It gives you much more breathing room as the attacking team. So that's going to be something they're doing here, but at the same time it looks like Biologic is going to be downstairs, ready to cut off the roamers rotate in case if they decide to go back down the stairs into lounge. They've already taken... Well, they haven't taken control of Garage. The Jaeger's still inside there. Pixel gets into a gunfight with, I believe it was Biologic outside the main door, but nobody hits any of their shots. No harm, no foul. Odd and Rexon are going to be dropping down back into sight, and I believe that's all of the roamers completely cleared out. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't see anyone else up here. So the attackers have done a pretty okay job. After 1 minute and 20 seconds, they managed to completely take control of the map, and now it is time for them to start their final attack onto the basement. And Buck is going to be off doing his own classic Buck things, making holes, cutting off rotations, and just pushing all of the defenders into unwanted corners. Legion and Jaeger are both going to be pushing up the blue staircase, and they're looking to... They've also got the support of one yokai drone to stun one of the attackers in case if they decide to actually make their push, but it looks like they're just going to be waiting for call-outs from Hyper, telling them when to push, if someone has pushed, and if they're stunned or not. But I believe they're both just going to rotate back down. There's no need. Two have already pushed inside. Merc goes down. Pixel gets... Pixel actually traded with the TSM. A team kill comes out from Hyena onto Thomas. Unfortunate. And Rexon tries to land some shots. Puts Crusher down very low. But nothing happens. Plant is going down behind the church bar. Biologic takes one. It is all up to Hyena, who now has to 1v3 everything. There's one right behind him. Biologic picks up the kill onto Hyena. And that's going to be TSM's first round of the day. It was really unfortunate that Hyena TK'd one of his teammates 30 seconds, when there was 30 seconds left on the board. But things happen. You know, you get nervous, you click on somebody's head by accident. Just common things that can happen from time to time. But nevertheless, TSM have managed to bring one round. They have managed to snag a round out of Dream Team's... Well, words fail me right now. I can't figure out what to say, but they managed to put a round on the board. And hopefully they'll pick things up right now. Dream Team opting for defending the CCTV and cash room instead of going to the basement for a second time in the row. And once again, just as last time, they're going to be using more or less, I think, exactly the same setup. I'm completely befuddled by the fact that they decided not to bring a bandit. And instead they're choosing to bring a Kaid for the second time in a row. But at the same time, Kaid he's got an amazing kit as well. That slug shotgun. It's effectively just a DMR, it can blow people away from any single range. And with the most recent patch, Kaid has received a C4 in exchange for his barbed wire. Kaid has now become one of the most flexible and useful and really, really powerful defenders there is on the table right now. And right off the bat, TSM gonna open up the server wall in a very quick and efficient fashion. We're also gonna be repelling on the buildings. Smokes come out quite prematurely, if I say so. Normally those smokes you want to keep until the end of the round because, well, smokes dissipate after 15 seconds. And normally you want to start throwing your smokes out when there's 45 seconds left on the board, so you can just have one chain of smokes going on and on and on until the clock runs to 0. But now they'll have one smoke less to make sure that people don't push into specific parts of the map. They're also taking control of the master bedroom side, and once again they're going to be going, now that they've opened up the garage wall, they're also going to be opening up the construction wall in order to pinch the defenders from both sides as efficiently as possible. Buck from underneath lands a lot of shots into Thomas with that skeleton key, but does not pick up the kill, although he left Thomas on little to no HP. One bullet will do it. Minute 20 left on the board. But I actually don't know if Crusher has one of his exothermic charges left. No, he does not. So it looks like the exothermic charge he planted on the window was actually impact tricked. Merc picks up the first kill onto the Kaid. He is now off the board. Flash is coming out onto the A site. And you've got 3 people stacked up in construction. Rexon gets a kill onto the Buck. That means that their verticality will now be, well, crutched to say the least. And at the same time, Pixel is downstairs in the lounge. They've given up control of the lounge, the attackers have given up control of the lounge. They're not going to go and hunt down Pixel anymore, seeing as they only have 30 seconds on the clock. One kill comes out from Biological onto Thomas, who was already very, very lit. 2 people pushing in from construction. Hyena picks up a kill onto Pojaman and gets traded off by Crusher, who was already inside of Cash. Ping's coming out. Plant is going down. Pixel turns onto him but doesn't pick up the kill. And it's all up to Rexon, who is one shot, but he does not clutch out the round. Unfortunately, extremely well played by Crusher. Good call out, great game sense, especially that moment there where he was trying to stick the plant. It's a full 7-second timer, and I'm pretty sure that he heard Pixel right behind him on the Valkyrie just creeping up on him ever so slowly, and he manages to get the flick onto the Valkyrie. Ultimately, I think that was the most impactful frag in the entire round. Crusher single-handedly clutched out the round, got the second round for TSM. But Dream Team haven't given up. They're going to go to CCTV and Cash Room once again for the second time in a row. And this time, they're going to drop the Kaid, and Odd is going to be on the Bandit instead. I'm pretty sure that they've realized that, well, seeing as last round didn't necessarily go as easy as they may have thought, they're going to bring out the Bandit, which makes it definitely much, much easier to Bandit trick and be more efficient in terms of getting rid of those exothermic charges. Now, Pixel has been doing a pretty wonderful job so far of keeping control of downstairs, but at the same time he's been left uncontested in many, many rounds throughout the match. I'm pretty sure, I actually don't know if Pixel had one of his C4, his only C4 still available towards the end of the round, because if he did, then he could have instead just not pushed up into ace side to get the frag onto Crusher last round. If Pixel still had a c4 available, he could have waited for pings to come out and for him to toss up a c4, but the past is the past. Now, just as I had said before, I personally think that Bandit is the right choice in terms of entry denial, and you just saw a live demonstration. Odd Bandit tricks one of the exothermic charges, and now Crusher is left with just one to work with. TSM have to be very, very careful of how they go about using it, and I'm pretty sure that they're still going to use it on the server wall. Pojaman opening up the top part of the server wall, and it's now completely soft. Buck can just grab his skeleton key, open it completely up. Odd gets a kill onto the Thatcher. That is the Thatcher off the board, and he's just going to also lay down some of his charges on the construction wall. Merc picks up a kill onto the smoke. That's a big frag. Smoke off the board means that, well, they won't necessarily be delayed when their attack comes by smoke grenades. And once again, they're deciding not to even contest the garage. And with 60 seconds left on the board, like I said, they have to be pretty careful how they use this last exothermic charge, because that construction wall, you can you can impact trick it, excuse me. But at the same time, there are bandit charges over there, and since Thatcher is off the board, they have no way to clear out those shock wires. So it looks like getting that construction wall open is going to be much more difficult than he had anticipated, since the Thatcher goes down, since the Thatcher was killed. Two people jumped into the CCTV room. Merc picks up Odd, Rexon picks up Pojoman, and Crusher's going to be left, I think, injured. So it's a 2v3 achieved. Beautiful headshot onto the Jaeger. Hyena will be looking at that same angle to watch the run in from Merc, I believe it was, outside there. 15 seconds left. Manages to pick up the frag onto one of the players, and it's all up to Hyena. He's got the Echo drones, or at least a Echo drone, so he can deny the plant swiftly. And it's a 1v1. And since it's a 7-second timer, the Echo will effortlessly deny the plant. In that situation, it was the smart thing to do for the Echo player, for Hyena, to just ditch site completely, find a safe spot, hop on his yokai drone, because there were 10 seconds left, mind you, and just use his yokai to deny the plant. Now, it's halftime. Teams have been swapped, or sides have been swapped, excuse me, and TSM will be going downstairs into the church and arsenal room to kick things off. Our score is 4-2 right now. Dream Team only need 3 more rounds to get the victory over TSM. And TSM are going to be bringing out the Echo Legion Alibi, excuse me. And Alibi is a very, very interesting choice. I'm not exactly sure how TSM are planning to use Alibi. I don't know if they're going to be using Alibi as a roamer upstairs, just to be annoying and just to waste tons of time, or if Achieved is going to be just hanging out on site and just picking up frags when the opportunity presents itself. Okay, that was funny. Pojaman nearly meleeed his own black eye, and that would have been a small waste of utility. Nearly. He just dodged a metaphorical bullet. But now, round number 7 is underway, and TSM are going to be employing more or less the same strategy as Dream Team has done so previously when they were defending the basement. TSM also reinforcing the server wall just to waste the attacker's time, waste some utility, but I don't think there's actually anyone currently in... No, there is one player inside of server, excuse me, and there's going to be Pojoman as well on the master bedroom side of the building. There's also one really close to Adam in the storage area, but that's the alibi, and she's just going to smartly retreat back into blue. Now, as things are, it's 1 minute 50 into the round, and we have yet to see a single frag, but there might just be one here. Drone comes in, spotting the Legion and the alibi inside of blue, and the hatch upstairs in blue is reinforced, so at least they should send up the Maverick up there to make a few peek holes on the hatch so they can get some surprising angles onto the players inside of blue and more efficiently pinch them. And Pixel, little does he know that there is a mute on the top side of the staircase looking and just waiting ever so patiently for him to push in. Mute is still upstairs, and Achieved is pushing up the stairs very, very slowly in hopes of catching Pixel off guard. Merc picks up a kill, and Achieved will also pick up a kill onto Hyena, and he picks up a dirty second kill onto the Thermite. That is the hard breach completely gone for Dream Team. They have little to no, they have no hard breach to work with anymore. But that's fine. They've got a buck. They got a buck, and both of them are already on site. One's inside of the tunnel. Pojoman picks up a kill onto Rexon. Gets traded off, and Chief picks up the final kill of the round, closing out the defense. It's 4-3 right now for Dream Team. We're going to go underway with round number 8. They successfully defended the basement, which means they'll be going up to CCTV and Cash. Mute, Valk, Legion, Jaeger, and Kaid. I'm expecting probably a 6-pick onto the Bandit. I'll be surprised if that's not the case. But no, 6-pick is going to be off of the Legion onto the Echo. Definitely not what I was expecting. So it's a bit unusual and unorthodox to see a defensive side just drop a Legion. Legion is so very good at what he does. He is a very annoying operator to deal with, and seeing as the attacking side does not have an IQ, it was very smart for Biologic to 6-pick onto the Echo. IQ, of course, with her electronic scanner, can spot out yokai drones and anything with a battery in it, but they didn't bring her this time. It's going to make their job much, much more difficult when trying to scout out and take out those yokai drones. So this will make TSM's life much, much easier without having to deal with an IQ. Now, we're just about to... I'm very curious to see if Dream Team will actually contest the garage this time. They don't have a Montaña or a Nomad to actually do that with. They might just completely... they might even not put an effort in at all to take control of garage, which is very possible. We've seen TSM completely forget about the garage and just focus on the construction side of the building. But this is Dream Team attacking. They might have a few different, tricks up their sleeve. Server wall has been successfully opened without contention from Pojoman's Electro Claws. And as we see, there are actually 2 defenders off on the west side of the building, inside of Master Bedroom. And actually, this time, they are going to be contesting the garage. The bottom right garage wall has been opened using a thermite charge. So it looks like they're going to slowly push up the catwalk, try to get a nasty angle onto, I think it's Merc who's on the catwalk. And there is a Valkyrie just at the ready. Achieved is at the ready for a run out, but nothing will happen ultimately. And here comes Rexon with his Twitch drone, hopefully catching, hopefully spotting one of the yokai drones and maybe hopefully taking it out as well, but chances are very slim of that. Merc is going to contest the player who is just outside of the garage. That is Odd on the Maverick. First kill comes out onto Rexon from Achieved. That is the Twitch off the board, and Biologic will pick up a second one onto the Maverick. Beautiful stuff. And it's 5v3. Hyena on the server wall. I think he's looking to try to get a small little pixel of that Echo's head. And he does, but he misses his shots, and he'll be taken down to 50 HP. Pojoman gets a kill onto Pixel, and he actually gets a second one onto Hyena. It's all up to Thomas, who is on 25 HP, to clutch out the round, but he will fail. He will fail spectacularly. Achieved picks up his second kill of the round, I believe it was, and cleans up the round, equalizing things out at 4-4. So now we're back at an even playing field, and TSM are going to be going off to the gym and bedroom side. And so far this match, we've actually seen really consistent lineups every single round for every single side that is being attacked, and oof how things lined up. Biologic 6 picks off of the yokai onto the castle. Not necessarily something out of the ordinary, but Rexon 6 picked onto the IQ in hopes of countering that yokai. Countering the Echo and his yokai drones, but unfortunately there's not going to be any Echo for them to deal with, but nevertheless IQ is never useless. TSM are bringing out a Valkyrie as well, so IQ will help a lot in terms of finding out those finding those black eyes scattered around or outside the map. And Achieved has been doing tons of work so far, currently on 11 frags, definitely stepping up for his team. He's been doing a lot of good work as that Valkyrie so far. And once again, just as Dream Team have done previously in gym bedroom rounds, TSM will also be taking, well, they'll be folding out the server room with an ironclad. Now the jacuzzi wall is completely it's completely electrified, so they're gonna send off Odd on the Maverick to make a little prone hole for them to see in from the rappels. And I'm pretty sure he's also going to do the top side eventually, so then they can just destroy the soft breach side of the part of the wall. But Achieved has got a black eye at the ready to try to catch anyone outside on rappel. And I'm pretty sure that Rexon, who should be towards the jacuzzi side on that IQ, could spot out the cam. But in any case, Achieved is going to be left uncontested inside of Strip Club. Dream Team, I don't think they've even droned out the Strip Club side, and Achieved is going to go for a run out. But he runs into a Claymore. That, I did not expect that. Like, I saw the IQ on the roof just looking in that direction, but I did not expect him to just walk into a Claymore and you know, just blow up. But that's Achieved off of the board. That's the top fragger of the match off of the board. And it's a 5v4 with 1 minute left on the board. Things are looking good for Dream Team right now. They've got quite a good hold onto the outside parts of the map. Achieved is no more runouts, no more roamers. Although they have yet to push into server. 2 people are currently still on that side of the map, holding down the server as well as they possibly can. And it's up to Dream Team to clear out those 2 players. They'll be pushing into CCTV, looking in towards Cash Room. Rexon gets a frag onto Crusher. And Pojaman misses a shot or 2. And sends out a C4, but it does not connect. And Merc will pick up a kill on Rexon and a second one on Odd. He is doing such a great job controlling the server side. But as I say, that diffuser is going down. 2 kills come out from TSM, and it's all up to Merc in a 1v2 since Hyena has been injured. Diffuser is not going down, and they have only 1 second left. They have the diffuser, and just at the buzzer, they're going to start planting it, but it does not matter because Pixel cleans up Merc with a nice little flank. Dream Team finally are able to pick up their first round in quite a while and bump up the count to a 5-4. And now TSM are going to be going downstairs into the Church and Arsenal room once again. It was unfortunate that Pojaman had actually missed his C4 because we did just see that he threw it onto the inside of the building at the reinforced wall, but not outside where it could have connected and damaged or even killed one of the attackers outside of the jacuzzi wall. It just hit the inside, didn't kill anyone, didn't do a single bit of damage, which was unfortunate because if that C4 had connected, that round could have gone much, much differently than it just finished. Crusher putting down 2 reinforcements on the tunnel wall, dirt tunnel. What's actually kind of strange is that so far in nearly every single church defense, we haven't seen a single attacking team or a single attacking round where the attackers have invested utility to take control of dirt tunnel. Not a single time today in this match, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't need control of dirt tunnel per se, but as I say, that odd on the Maverick will make a small little crouch hole for him to walk in through, hopefully catch the defenders by surprise, maybe grab a sneaky kill or something like that, but we'll have to wait and see. If he has the proper information from his teammates of where the defenders are hiding, then he might be able to pick up a kill or 2. But there are 2 players currently inside of dirt tunnel. So if Odd were to actually push in, he would have a lot of guns. He would be looking in a lot of barrels. Rexon picks up kill onto Pojaman. It's a 5v3 with just under 2 minutes left. Dream Team completely rocking it this round so far, picking up 2 very early kills. And he's looking into blue tunnel and does not get the little headshot onto Jaeger. He's still in there, completely undamaged, but Rexon has taken a bit of damage from the Jaeger himself. Smoke grenade comes out into the main hallway, dealing a tiny bit of damage. That toxic babe. And Rexon is still going to be stuck in a gunfight with the Jaeger. Hyena picks up biological. It's just up to the Legion and Merc. Chief picks up a kill onto Thomas. Odd is injured. Pixel picks up 1 onto Achieved. And Rexon cleans up Merc finally. They have been staring at each other, shooting bullets at each other for nearly the entire round. Until now, the IQ picks up the kill onto the Jaeger, closing that fight down and putting Dream Team up on match point. It is 6-4, and TSM will decide to give the Church and Arsenal room another try. Maybe they'll be successful this time. Maybe they'll mix things up and bring a 6-pick onto an interesting or different operator, to say the least. Alibi will be 6-picked off onto the Legion. Pretty okay. Nothing out of the ordinary there with that 6-pick. Because Legion he's just too important to pass out on. And as we take a look at the scoreboard, Achieved 12 frags. And I didn't see exactly who it was, but somebody's on 13 frags on TSM. Just insane stuff so far. Hatches are being reinforced everywhere. And even though TSM managed to swiftly take out every single defender in the previous round, they still didn't send anyone to go through Dirt Tunnel. They made a hole there. They realized that there were 2 people contesting the Dirt Tunnel, and yet even as the timer had slowly gone by, they decided not even to send anyone into the Dirt Tunnel towards the end of the round. But at the same time, it wasn't even necessary. It could have helped a bit more with pinching out the defenders from all sides altogether, but it wasn't even needed. They did an excellent job with picking up frags. Their aim was on point, gunplay was on point. All of the checked boxes have been checked out. Rexon is going to be slowly moving towards the blue staircase, just on top where Adam is. And there is currently Merc holed up inside of blue. Odd is going to be coming into the bathroom side with that Maverick blowtorch, making a few peek holes, probably opening up the hatch altogether inside of Moto. And Rexon is just going to be watching Merc like a hawk. He's waiting for Merc to get hesitant. He's waiting for him to just peek out. He's just waiting for the Jaeger to peek out, hopefully, and just catch him off guard with a nice little pixel shot. Oh, and this is a little funny situation here, but yeah, it's fine. Odd fixed it. He cleared out the entire reinforcement, but some of the nodes were still stuck on, but it's fine. They managed to clear it off, and Moto hatch has been opened. And Rexon is going to be keeping an eye on Merc inside of blue, and Merc, excuse me, is going to be moving around just to make Rexon's day a bit harder. Odd, after opening up the Moto hatch, is going to make his way to the church wall and is opening up some holes at head height and prone level. He nearly got his head taken off there by Pojaman, but it's fine. Pojaman picks up Odd eventually, and Thomas picks up Achieved, the current top fragger for TSM, and he's just above downstairs looking into some pre-made holes, which are normally used for impact tricking. Now, 25 seconds on the clock. There is a shield in front of Moto, which they're going to just grenade, get out of the way so they can push into it much easier. Rexon picks up the kill onto Merc and is currently looking at, I believe, Biologic. Pixel picks up the kill onto Pojaman, Kaid off the board, and it's a 4v2. Things are... It's dire straits for TSM. And that's going to be it. Hyena and Rexon pick up the last 2 kills onto Dream Team, and, well, they secure the victory. 7-4. And great performance from Dream Team, doing tons of work, and they're going to put themselves on the leaderboard with 3 points and a 3-point round differential. So brilliant outcome from them, well played from both teams, but it's going to be Dream Team to take the day and the victory. Now, thank you so much for tuning in to this video of me casting a VOD. I hope you guys did enjoy. Once again, I mainly use these as practice for myself, to practice casting and stuff. So if you do have any feedback or anything of any, if you have any feedback, if you like my casting, then leave a nice comment. You can leave a like/dislike on the video. You can subscribe if you want to, and if you have any constructive feedback for me as a caster, make sure to leave that in the comments below. So once again, thank you for watching this VOD, and until the next one.